Havana.
Mr. Neglia.
How are you? Welcome to my home.
Thank you.
Come in.
Hey guys, we have opportunity one more time to meet with a legendary person, Mr. Neglia. So we're gonna enjoy this time. Welcome to the...
Come down to my home.
Mr. Neglia, you have beautiful house.
Thank you very much.
I can feel this. How you spend your day? How you start your day?
You know, honestly, martial arts is not my job, but it's my life. And when I wake up in the morning, everything centers around the martial arts. I do a breathing exercise at the beginning of my day, and it kind of clears out my mind, and it makes me kind of ready for my day. And it's called Sanchin Kata. It was a Japanese Goju Kata, because when I started the martial arts, I started off with Japanese Goju Karate, Kickboxing, and Jiu-Jitsu. And I wake up in the morning and do what's called a Sanchin Kata. I step, I breathe in, then I yame, and that's how I start every one of my days, okay? And all the breathing comes from the core of our body. And when we go in with our hand, we inhale, and we go out, we exhale, but all from the bottom of our stomach, the core of our body. And that helps you even when you have a tense situation. Breathing makes you more relaxed, and that's how I start my day. And then from that, I go to my gym, and I teach my students, private students, and then I go to my academy in Brooklyn, New York, and I start teaching. And then in between that, and at the end of my days, I work on my promotions. The two of them coming up is Kickboxing, February 8th.
Combat at the Capitol. We already know about Combat at the Capitol. Next event gonna be
February 8th in New York City.
A lot of professional fighters gonna participate over there. And
then after that, February 26th, second in Atlantic City to Tropicana, and it's the famous Ring of Combat show, which I'm very proud of. I started that show from the beginning, and now it's world famous, and many fighters from that show went on to become superstars. Chris Weidman became a world champion, Matt Serra, Eddie Alvarez, and Frankie Edgar, and they all got their start at my show. And I'm very proud of the fighters that came out of that show and became MMA stars.
Mr. Neglia, from the morning to the evening you working, organizing events, kickboxing, almost each month you have events.
At least, yes.
Kickboxing or MMA. You are teaching people karate, kickboxing, and you're doing a lot of things about martial arts. How you get this? You need to be too healthy, you are too busy man. What you suggest to the people who want to be healthy, what to do, what kind of exercise you suggest people?
I think the martial arts in general is one of the best things for general health. In the martial arts, aside from being an outlet for your built up emotions, it's such a mind builder and also physical, build up confidence. There's so many benefits to the martial arts. Children that study in the martial arts benefit for the rest of their lives. They build up their confidence, their coordination, their reflexes, their confidence, their self-esteem. And without confidence, you cannot be successful in life. You know, I think the most important things to be successful is to, one, have a vision and have a plan of what you want to do, you know, and don't make a small plan, make a big plan. And secondly, forget about the people that say, oh, you can't do that. You got to forget them right away. My father, when I wanted to be a fighter, said, don't be a fighter. And it's not that he meant wrong for me, he was worried about my safety and health and all that. But if I listened to him, he would have been happy, but I would not have been happy. So we have to go with our dreams and our thoughts. And then you have to work very, very hard, because everybody wants to be successful, but most people don't want to make the sacrifices to be successful. And you have to be willing to work very hard, but it's all worth it. It's like the roots of learning are bitter, but the fruit is sweet. Or the roots of a plant are bitter and not pretty, and then all of a sudden the flower comes and it becomes, of course, a beautiful thing. So after you complete the journey, it is a beautiful thing to live life doing what you want to do. And then after you become successful, you have to give back something. Because just to have a lot of success and not help change the world or help people, it's not real success. So after you become successful, you have to give back something. And sometimes I'll tell the children the same good advice their father tells them and mother, but maybe they might listen to me more because they look up to me because I'm their teacher. And that's very important in life, to be able to help other people in life. So once you become successful, you want to give it back if you want to be a successful person. And looks, money doesn't equal happiness. It's you being fulfilled within yourself, doing what you want to do, and also helping people and family and friends, and helping good people will equal real success in life. And that's why you see some millionaires kill themselves or commit suicide, or famous people commit suicide because they're not happy within. And I always tell my students, find out what it is in life that you want to do, not your mother, your sister, your brother, but you want to do, and then seek it with all your might, and that'll equal your true happiness.
Mr. Neglia, if let's imagine you are 20 years old or 30 years old.
I feel like I'm 20.
You're gonna start your fight career kickboxing or MMA?
You know, kickboxing, I love kickboxing because even MMA fighters will say kickboxing shows more heart, you know, because in kickboxing you have to fight and punch and get punched. In MMA, if you want to relax for a little while or you don't want to fight, you can go on the floor there and hold the guy and this and that. So I would love, kickboxing is my passion. I love MMA also, but kickboxing is my passion. And kickboxing made MMA the exciting sport it is. The true fans right now, if they see you on the floor too long, they start booing. They want to see the stand-up fighting. Everybody loves the stand-up fighting.
Mr. Neglia, can you compare kickboxing before and kickboxing now? What's the difference?
You know, I think all the fighters were tough fighters, but today with the different nutritions and vitamins and all the other supplements, like back in the day when we fought, we didn't have all these vitamins and all these other supplements that are out there today that many fighters are taking today. And we worked very hard, but we ran, we jumped rope, we hit the heavy bag, we sparred, the basic ingredients. And some fighters today are getting too technical and all these other things they're adding into their training. And I think it gets back to the basics of just hard work, whether back then or now, that's an equal your success there.
Hey guys, one more time I want to remind you that we are here in Long Island at Luis Neglia's house. Mr. Neglia, I can see that's the place you sit and work, and I can see a lot of pictures, trophies, belts. I want to talk about this a little.
Right. My gym and my ring or my cage is my office, and my desk for my paperwork for sure. When I won the World Championship, I was invited to some celebrity charitable organizations. At one event, I was with Joan Van Ark, a star of Knots Landing, Don Wilson, a kickboxing world champion and movie star, Lucy Arnaz, famous actress, Patty Duke, famous actress, Boom Boom Mancini, favorite world championship boxer, Herschel Walker, a champion football player, Brooke Shields, one of the biggest models at the time, Joe Piscopo, comedian, Holyfield, one of the top world champion boxers, Mayweather, superstar in boxing, Jackie Mason, one of the top comedians of his era, Rocky Graziani, one of the best middleweight fighters of all times, Dana White, the owner and promoter of UFC, 50 Cent, the star of the big movie Power, Jake LaMotta, they did a movie on his life story, a famous world boxing champion, George Bush, the President of the United States at the time, 3 world champions from Ring of Combat that went on to become UFC champions, Chris Weidman, Matt Serra, and Frankie Edgar, Larry Holmes, a world champion boxer, Bruce Lee, the famous martial artist, Joe Frazier, one of the best world champions in boxing, and last but not least, the President of the United States, Donald Trump. So I was very happy to meet some special people for some charitable causes that we helped many people with.
And what about belts, trophy?
And of course, my prized possession is winning the World Championship belt at Madison Square Garden, the biggest arena in the world, and then being inducted into the Hall of Fame for martial arts, and then doing a couple of movies. I did 3 martial arts movies that I'm very proud of also. So I'm very satisfied with a lot of things that I set out to do as a goal, and I accomplished that goal, and now I'm very happy trying to help other people with the martial arts as it helped me in my life.
Mr. Neglia, one more time, especially, I want to talk about your future events, which is upcoming events, about Ring of Combat and Combat at the Capitol. This is gonna be February 8th, and how long do you organize Combat at the Capitol?
This show right now is my 43rd show right now, so I had 43 of these shows, and in the Atlantic City show, this is my 67th show. So between the two of them, it's almost 100 shows that I promoted, and I'm very proud that many of these fighters start off in this show and go on to become stars in the martial arts field.
And when people fight at the Combat at the Capitol and Ring of Combat, I know that you have a partnership with Glory, with
Bellator, and also the UFC. So good and talented fighters from these shows go on to the Glory show in kickboxing, and with the MMA, Bellator, and the UFC. And this is kind of the future of our sport. When you start off, it's like the American Idol of MMA and kickboxing, finding new stars, and that's the future of the sport.
Mr. Neglia, so if people wants to participate in a Glory, Bellator or UFC, first of all, they need to fight over here.
That's the beginning. That's step number one. We got to crawl before we walk, and we got to walk before we run. This is the walking stage, and then we go on to Glory, Bellator, or the UFC.
So guys, if you want to be famous, if you want to participate in the highest level kickboxing or MMA events, first what you need to do, you know the place, Ring of Combat or Combat at the Capitol. Ring of Combat events organizing in Atlantic City, Combat at the Capitals organizing in New York, Manhattan. Already, how long, how many years you organize?
10 years, both of those shows.
That's great, Mr. Neglia. I know that you're doing training at your house. I want to talk a little bit about that.
We could go into my gym now?
Yeah. Wow, good place. I like the place. That's I think that's enough to do good training.
And this is for one-on-one teaching, private students. At the gym, I teach the group classes.
Mr. Neglia, so we are at the gym. I just want to know what kind of combination you was using when you was fighter.
When I was fighting, you know, I believe in self-defense or in fighting. The idea is to use your mind and fight scientifically, you know, to setting up your opponent before you do it. So you might kick in one area to make him watch one area and then strike in another area. And that was the purpose of the techniques that I believe are effective in fighting. In self-defense, the same thing, to go high and low. So if someone attacks you, we don't want to only have strength on strength, we want to go to vital areas, the eyes, the temple, and also go high and low. So if someone should throw a punch, maybe if you come here, one of the techniques you punch, hard, boom, here, come straight across here. And that just mixes up the high level. 1, 2, 3 low, eyes and elbow. And the eyes are essentially a great attacking technique because no one has muscles in their eyes. And another technique that we do similar to that idea is you throw a punch here again, boom, here, and I come here, and then knee here afterwards. And again, we're using the eyes also in that same idea. Another combination, you go here, punch, here, I come here, to the neck here, at elbow here, and then I come in with a knee here to end it, come back with an elbow here. But all the techniques basically I try to teach is a bi-level attack. And also if someone should grab you, like let's say you grab, boom, boom, here, right away, we take his eyes away here. Then we come elbow and then knee here. Because nobody has muscles in their eyes, and that's why it's a very important area that we strike to. Okay? And that's why without a doubt.
Mr. Neglia, and what kind of kickboxing combination you can suggest?
In kickboxing, just in general, like the idea is similar to is again a bi-level type of attack. So let's say we threw a front kick to someone, okay? We're in fighting stance, and I throw a front kick here, boom, and let's say you block it here. You block, boom, here. Again, you block it again. So first we do a front kick. He thinks it's coming again, and we punch him.
Mr. Neglia, so how you start your training?
Right, in the morning again, I do my breathing first, I do my stretching first, heavy bag work, and then teaching self-defense or sparring strategies. Like the front kick, boom, they block it, then fake it and punch them. To kind of trick your opponent, and human nature remembers like something that strikes them in an area that hurts them. They think about that, and then you fake it to the next one. So if you kick someone to the kneecap, boom, and you fake this motion here, boom, you're gonna hit them on the head because they're gonna be thinking low. Yeah. So the idea is to really get an area that you want them to watch and then trick them to something else. Like a game of chess is what I teach in the kickboxing approach to sparring.
Yeah, Mr. Neglia, I can see there is a lot of pictures over here. I want to talk a little bit about this.
Okay, in particular, this was when I went to Poland, and as I became a world champion, they invited me to different countries. I went to Poland. It was on the cover of their newspaper there, and we did a big demonstration there, and I taught some of the instructors in Poland. When I went to China, they had me in this very popular newspaper in China, and I went there and I also did a movie there, as well as taught some of the instructors in China also. And I was very fortunate to be able to go to Canada also, and I did a couple of movies. This was one of them, A Hard Way to Die, which played quite a bit, here in the United States and also abroad. And then in magazines, I've been on many covers of the magazine. This is me throwing a sidekick on this particular magazine, but I was in the cover and feature stories in many, many articles in magazines. And this here was in Russia, when I went to Russia also for a seminar to teach instructors there and also do a demonstration. So the martial arts enabled me to travel in places around the world that I would have never been able to go to. So I'm very fortunate that the martial arts helped me travel around the world.
And there is picture with Don Dragon Wilson.
Right, Don Wilson, we did a couple of appearances together in different shows. Very nice guy, great talented kickboxer also. And that was in Russia when I went for this particular event there, and we were both guests over there. And it was very nice to see him, and we were together for about a week and we had a very nice time. We kept in touch, we still keep in touch with each other.
And Mr. Neglia, I can see anything over here.
Well, when I won the championship, Everlast, the biggest sporting company in the world, had me sponsor their equipment, and I appeared on their cover, the boxes, and also different equipment that they had. So I was very fortunate to get a sponsorship deal with them. I don't do a lot of weightlifting, but I do some weightlifting that I think blends in with my training. Bench pressing, shoulder work, do a little leg work, and do some arm work. And I think that complements our martial arts training. And I think our sit-ups too in general, I think are very important for the core of our body. Our sit-ups that we do, I just do a couple, but every morning I do 200 sit-ups. So again, as I mentioned, every morning I do my breathing, my teaching, and I do sit-ups, which I think is important for the core of our body, our stomach area, just going down here.
Mr. Neglia, I see you have a backyard, you spend time outside.
Right, I think we need a comfort zone. And a house gives us great pleasure, and I think when you're busy, it's nice to have a comfort zone. So this house is my comfort zone. The backyard is very private, and I think when you're working so hard, you need a lot of privacy too. And I use the Sunday and Saturday sometimes as my day of rest or day of comfort zone.
Can we get out?
We can. In the summertime, it's nicer, but we can go out anyway. I work very hard at my profession, and I think when you work hard, you need to relax. And this is where I come to relax. This is my comfort zone, my backyard. When I come here, I forget about my job and I relax. Over the weekend, you'll find me here with the beautiful water. I have a little fish pond here, and I also have my little pool. And with those three together, it helps me relax with my family, my friends, and my significant other on the weekends. And as I said, the backyard gives me great pleasure and relaxation. And even God, I think, was trying to tell us something. He created the world, but on Sunday he rested. And Sunday you'll find me in my backyard, especially in the summertime, relaxing. And I think we need that relaxation to be able to work hard come Monday. So Sunday's the day I'll be in the backyard, and you'll join me for a barbecue someday. Okay? Very good.
Mr. Neglia,
and I want to show you one more room. Yes.
One more room. I think if people gonna do training every morning to do that breathing kata training to relax, that's gonna be good, and you can live like a 200 years.
There you go. That's what we do. We'll break the records. Havana's also relaxing. I think it's very important when you're a hard worker, and I enjoy watching movies. I think they're thought-provoking, and there's different concepts for movies. I like documentaries that you could apply to your everyday life. I like to show you my movie room.
Yeah.
Okay? As I mentioned, this is another form of relaxation, watching movies, which I enjoy. I was in 3 martial arts movies, some of the posters on the wall here. And I have an upcoming movie coming that I have a principal role in 2019 called Vision. And I'll be having a principal role with shooting some, and we're doing the rest of the shooting in January this month and also February. And it'll be out in the movie theaters at the middle or end of 2019.
Okay, it's gonna be everywhere, people can...
Yes, they can see it everywhere, and it's a regular motion picture. In the past, I've done martial arts movies, but this is an action thriller, a murder mystery. So it's a little different than the regular martial arts movies that I've done in the past. So it's kind of like something else, and I think life should be adventurous, different challenges. You know, your best challenge is your next challenge. So now I'm gonna do a little bit with some movies now and have that as a challenge and an adventurous part of my life now.
Mr. Neglia, movies like a hobby, like you like to do that?
Just as a hobby. My main thing was, you know, fighting, and now after that's over, you have to have other challenges. I think our life is about challenges, and our best challenge is our next challenge. So now I'm gonna challenge myself with a couple of movies and continue promoting and continue teaching. And this was a starring role in A Hard Way to Die. This one all was Sun Dragon and different parts in other movies that I did. And again, I did enjoy them, but of course my main focus was always kickboxing. Yep. That was my life's passion. Havana, you know, when you work very hard, you need to relax. You can't work 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And Sunday is my comfort zone or relaxing zone. And one of the places I relax is right here in the TV room. I enjoy watching biographies or life stories. And I think they're thought-provoking, and you can apply aspects from a movie sometimes to your own life.
Mr. Neglia, do you watching the events which you organize?
Sometimes. Mainly, you know, this here is kind of a movie room for other things, but I do watch them because sometimes I want to see how a fighter fights, because I might be putting him in a championship fight afterwards, so I want to study and make sure he's of the caliber that merits a championship fight. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah.
I think people, you know, to be successful have to come out of their comfort zone. Some people waste too much time watching TV, sitting home, playing video games, and they don't work as hard as they should work to be successful. And stop making excuses of why you can't do something, and work hard and do it. And I think the end result is that sometimes people don't plan their life as much as they should. And some people plan a party in their home more than they plan their own life. So I think that, you know, hard work equals success. It's a cliche, but it's so important to work hard at something you want, and only then will you be truly happy. So again, I repeat it, I said it before, but you must find out what it is in life that makes you happy, and then seek with all your might. And as a result of it, you'll be a happier person. And if you're happier, your children will be happy, your wife will be happy, your friends will be happy, and everybody you come in contact will be happy also. And I think we could change the world if we're more satisfied within ourselves. So I think now at this stage of my life, I want to give back something. So I want to kind of help people as I was helped through the martial arts. And sometimes you could change someone's lives for the better. I know people that came to my school were on drugs, and I made them strong, because the martial arts makes you strong, and our mind runs our life. So if you train your mind through the martial arts, you will have a better life, because every day there's different temptations that come onto us. And if we have a strong mind, we won't fall into those temptations, and we'll do the right thing. And 1 time equals 2 times equals 3 times. If you're strong today and strong tomorrow and strong the next day, you become a strong person. So I think the consistency is very important. And again, the martial arts trains your mind, and the mind runs our life, and we need a strong mind to be successful. There's a lot of ways to build the mind, but the most important, or the best way, I think, is the martial arts, you know? And I've seen it change people's lives. I think people became better husbands, better fathers, better friends, you know, because of the martial arts training. And I think the fighting spirit that we develop in the ring or in training helps us deal with obstacles in life. And everybody has problems in life, so that's the same. But the difference is how you and me handle those problems. Some people fall apart, and other people fall down and get back up and walk forward. So I think everybody has different obstacles in life, but the important thing is when you get knocked down, as we all get knocked down, to get back up and walk forward. And that's what winners do, and we want to follow the winning ways. And a strong mind will help us follow the winning ways in life. This is the den area of my home, and this is where I've had many meetings, big meetings with TV and other promoters and movie companies, and also a great place for me to have my social time too, with my family, friends, girlfriend. We hang out in my den area of my home, and it's very relaxing to do. You know, as you work hard, you have to play hard or relax also hard and have some sort of success is one thing, but without family, friends, and significant others, it takes some of the meaning away from success.
Mr. Neglia, what kind of suggestion you can give to the people who wants to do in life something and be happy that they did something in the life?
You know, I think each person has to have a vision of what they want to do and think about what will make them happy, and not think about, is it hard, is it easy? What it is that you want that'll make you happy, whether it be play an instrument, do martial arts, fight, whatever it might be in any sports event, and then and only then we'd be truly happy. And then when you sit back at night, even though, you know, I wake up kind of determined to complete my day, and then at nighttime fall asleep with the satisfaction that I had a good day, you know. And I think people have to organize more. Most people plan a party more than they plan their own life, and I think that is wrong. I think you have to plan your life, you know, fail to plan, plan to fail. And I think people should plan their life and plan what they really enjoy doing in their heart that makes them happy, because unless you do what's in your heart that makes you happy, you'll never be truly happy in life. And to have a life with no true happiness is really wasting your life. So I think no matter what it takes, that's what people have to set up as their goal, to find out in life what will make them happy and then seek it with all their might.
Mr. Neglia, what's the secret of success?
You know, I think everybody wants to be successful, but most people are not willing to make the sacrifices to be successful. So I think the secret to success is finding out what you want to do and then really working. The worst thing is to enter into something and not be fully prepared. So make the sacrifices that you need to be successful is the most important thing, and willing to work hard.
Thank you, Mr. Neglia. Thank you for spending
A pleasure having you in my home. A pleasure having you in my home.
Guys, that's what I promise you. We are here in Long Island, the Luis Neglia's house. So thank you being with us. Thank you, Mr. Neglia.
My pleasure.
Time spending
My pleasure.
with us.
My pleasure.
Thank you.